Here with Della Maddalena. He is facing Kevin Holland in the co-main event of this weekend's UFC Noche card. And we just had the UFC in Australia, your home country, and you mentioned to me you had to miss the event to get here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to miss it. The plan was to get on there and fight, but it just didn't work out that way. But always next time.
So Kevin Holland accepted the fight this weekend. What do you think stopped him from accepting the fight last weekend?
I think just the travel, just that long flight, sort of scared him off. But I was happy to chase him, come here, look for him.
He had mentioned the taxes were an issue. Do you buy into that?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's all different reasons not to take the fight in Sydney. But yeah, I'm happy to travel.
Weird question. How does taxation work for you coming from Australia to compete here? I know that there's no tax in Las Vegas, but do you get taxed when you come back?
Yeah. I think it's probably the same thing for him, but just on this side. But yeah, it's all good.
Your last fight, Basil Hafez, this was a guy who you were given on very short notice, totally different kind of fighter. Is that what you would say justifies your performance in that one? That was a little bit of a trickier fight for you?
Yeah, it was a tough fight. He came with obviously nothing to lose, everything to gain, big opportunity. So it's a dangerous person. I think I made it a bit hard for myself, to be honest. I think I made some technical errors that prolonged the fight, but he did well as well. So props to him.
I know you're not looking for excuses, but you also made weight 2 weeks in a row.
1 week in a row.
Yeah, it's back-to-back weeks, right?
Yeah.
So it was like one of those things where I'm taking the fight, whoever it is, you're putting them in front of me, and you didn't have any time to game plan.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, as soon as I accepted the fight a week after, I feel like I accepted those I accepted that as how it played out. So no excuses. I felt good. I was in there to fight, and yeah, Basil brought the best out of me.
The question is why? Why was it so important for you to take that fight, even with those crazy circumstances?
It was. I was over here. It's a long way from home, and bring a team out. People came to support me. I put a lot of work in to fight. So when they said there was an option of staying an extra week and fighting next weekend, it was really a no-brainer for me. I thought it was an easy decision to make.
Now, this time around, Kevin Holland, he's really on the up and up in your division. A bigger guy for your division as well. So tell me about how this matchup looks for you on paper.
I think it's a great matchup. He's a good fighter. He's long, rangy, good striker, pretty unpredictable. You don't really know what you're going to get. But I think I can get to the inside, land some damage, and be defensively sound and not get hit too much.
One thing that's probably a little bit more predictable is he's not going to go for as many takedowns as your last opponent. So is that a better stylistic fight for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think I'd be silly not to think he's going to shoot a takedown. Being an MMA fight, you've got to expect everything. But yeah, he's definitely more of a striker. I think he's going to be more comfortable standing up and building into the fight. So yeah, I think there'll be less grappling involved.
I was going to ask if you had dealt with anybody as long in range as him before, and then I remembered you beat Randy Brown. So is that kind of a comparable stylistic matchup as well?
I think stylistically they're a little bit different, but definitely range, both sort of striking styles. So definitely similarities there.
I mean, Kevin's probably going to talk to you more in the cage than you're talking to me right now during this interview. Is that something that you prepared for at all? You had training partners talking to you during fights and things like that?
I did tell all the training partners, just you can say whatever you want, that's going to help. So yeah, they obviously were trying to emulate it, but I don't think it'll bother me too much. I think I'm in there to fight.
What's the weirdest thing someone said to you? We got to keep it PG, but is there anything that anybody said to you that did throw you off?
Nah, I don't think I've ever. No one's really ever spoke to me in the fight, so it's definitely a new.
Well, I mean, in training, when you told me they could say whatever they want to.
Training, just the general stuff. I've missed a shot, they'd let me know. If they landed a good shot, they would let me know. But nothing wild. Not as wild as I'm probably going to get Saturday night.
And is the key to that to make sure you're keeping your emotions in check when that does happen?
I think so. Just staying focused on the goal, and yeah, I'm not really one to get sucked into that sort of thing, so I don't think it'll be a big issue.
How do you see your road ahead? If you were to map out the next year or two in your career, again, considering if you were to get a win this weekend, let's say that is what's in the cards. What do you think is going to be your roadmap in this division?
I'm not really one to. I'm not going to sit around and wait for a title shot like some people will. So I'll probably just try and stay busy, just try and stay active. Definitely see another fight this year, and then get back in there early in the year, and then just see how it plays out. But yeah, I definitely see myself just fighting higher ranked people, at least the next 2-3 fights.
Well, right now, if you look at the welterweight division, I saw this yesterday. I think it's the top 9 fighters. None of them have fought in the last 4 months, and none of them are booked right now. So it looks like the welterweight division is going to have a lot of moving parts after this weekend, and you're hoping to be part of that?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of guys that are in that position where they're sort of just waiting for possibly a title shot or someone to come through. But yeah, I really want to come through and force some of the top, someone in that top 9 to fight real soon.
Is there anybody in that top 9 that you think would be a fun fight for you?
I think they'll all be fun fights. I think Shavkat is a real good fighter. I'd love to test myself against him, and I think I can beat him and get myself to a title shot through that route.
He might be one of the first people I've heard actually call out Shavkat. So why is that an interesting one for you?
Just the challenge, I want to challenge myself. I want to fight the best possible people, and I think he's outside the champion. I think he might be the guy.
Well, why isn't that fight happening on Saturday? He was booked for this card against Gaston.
I don't know. The UFC told me they wanted to do me, Wonderboy, Shavkat, and Kevin Holland, but do it on the same night, have a little tournament. But yeah, it just didn't work out. I don't know what happened. They offered me Kevin. I said yes.
Have you heard that they're looking to rebook the Gaston fight for Shavkat?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I would imagine that's the fight they were going for. So see what happens.
All right. Well, if anything goes sideways, we know who to call. It's Della, Maddalena, co-main event this weekend. Yourself, Kevin Holland. The pleasure speaking with you.
Pleasure. Thank you.